Hello, and welcome back to another episode of my single-player survival world. I'm the Survival Architect, and this is episode 13. I hope that you all enjoyed that little pan around with the of the base so far. I switched over to the replay mod because, like I said in the last video, I've had some hardware problems, and I switched over to the replay mod and was playing around with it, trying to figure out how it worked, and figured, you know what, a good way of figuring it out is by making a compilation of everything we've done this season. So, obviously the base and all its surrounding rooms. We've got the villager area over here, which I just flew over. The farming area back here, and the iron farm over there. I didn't include the mob farm because I forgot, but it's also over there. Now, speaking of the farming area, fly in here. You'll notice that the llamas no longer have a yellow coat; they have a green coat, and that's because I've got the 15s. I'm now going to breed up a flock of 15s, but this was a grind, a many day grind of just coming back every 5 minutes and breeding these guys up to make them to just get lucky and find 2 of them which have 15 slots. So, you know, I'm glad I did it. There aren't many people who can say, you know, I've got the 15 slot llamas all nailed in, and you know, it's pretty good. Like if I need 150 inventory slots anytime soon, that's one way of doing it. But I thought I should just come over here, give you an update on that. By the end of this episode, I should have a flock of 10 of these guys, because that's the train of llamas that you can have is a maximum of 10. So that's the llamas all done. But for this episode, the main focus is going to be in the base. We haven't done work on the base in a long time. So essentially, I need a storage room. And currently, under here, it's kind of a weird way of getting in there right now, but under here is a hole, which with, well, a big room that will be expanded, but will house our storage system as well as the shulker box area, or the shulker box chest for all the shulker boxes from our farm. So that'll just be in a storage silo, and it'll fill up slowly over time. But that's the plan for this episode. Get this room fully dug out, and then decorated, and then slap a storage system in here. Should be a good time. Let's go and collect some materials. I've been around to my farms. So I went over to the general mob farm over there, the iron farm that's over there, and collected a whole bunch of bone blocks and a whole bunch of iron blocks. I then scoured around my base and found some boxes full of some probably useful stuff. So I've got the packed ice box, which was collected from the frozen ocean, which is over yonder near the cave spider spawner. I found this box here, which has a bunch of cyan terracotta and some white stained glass and sea lanterns that was left over from the construction of our furnace room down in that area there. And then I also found 2 boxes, well, 1 and a bit boxes of white concrete, which is left over from the construction of our main shulker box loader, which is just up here. So I had a bunch of materials left over, as well as having those farms. Really useful for getting the materials that I need. I did not plan that, it just kind of happened. But now let's pop over into that big hole that I showed you, and we will start constructing a storage room. The other thing is, I am over here for a reason. I've been just breeding up the llamas in my off time. I now have 9 of these guys, so I'll probably have 10 before I start recording that, but the next time you see this area will be at the end of the episode, where I'll update you on exactly if I've actually got up to all 10. But yeah, let's pop over there now, and I'll show you the hole we've currently got, and then we will time-lapse it to convert it into something brand new. I'm now here underneath the base. Up there is our shulker loader. You can see it kind of through that little hole. And you can see that I've already dug out a fair amount of space down here, which is also epitomized by the amount of boxes of crap that I've got just sitting under here. There's a fair few resources that come out of a hole like this, and it is also important to note that I'm keeping all of the stone and dirt and stuff that I dig out of here, because the plan is to build some mountains up around the sides to kind of tie into the Shattered Savannah theme. So let's jump into that time lapse now. and get a massive hole, or get this dug out a bit more. I'll probably go another 5 blocks that way, another 5 or 6 blocks that way, and same with over there and over there, and then down another 3 or 4 blocks. So, it'll be a fairly big dig. And then we will also decorate the room and build a storage system inside it. Let's jump into it now. as you saw in that time lapse, I've now got this entire room put together. So there's a fair few chests here. I had to go out and collect a whole bunch of wood at one point because chests are also required to make the hoppers. I'm not short on iron at all. But essentially, the plan. This is the storage system. Now the plan is to put a input chest for items around here somewhere, and then they'll be elevated up and moved around this area, and they'll be dropped down here, go down each of these aisles, so up and back there, then up and back here, and then up and back over here. And I hope to have the item streams and ice streams visible, chucking items across here, which, that'll be really satisfying to watch. I want to watch it. But I've run out of things like quartz for this room. Also, I haven't got all the items I need to put all the filters in these chests. I need to figure out what those items will be. So I'm going to figure that out now. Now over here I've got the bulk storage items that I always have a lot of, and this is based on my statistics for the world. So what I've dug up most of, obviously, stone, cobblestone, andesite, deep slate, and blackstone. They're all over here. And then on this side we've got netherrack, the basalt, from which we will have a lot of from digging out the nether hub, some sand, some gravel, and then the dirt chest. And there are 11 chests here. So if I fill all these up, that'll be a bit of a miracle. But other than those items, we need to figure out what goes in all of these chests through here, which I will put together now, and I'll be back in just a second. I've put a whole bunch of items in these books here. There's one for every row, so there's 3 lecterns in total, considering this has already been decided. Now, I'm just going to flick through these, and you can pause the video and read through them if you'd like. But here's one. Over here's the second one. And here's the third one. So now that we've decided what is going in each chest, we need to actually go and get the items that are going in each chest. So we'll start over here with the wood stuff. That shouldn't be too difficult to get, but I'll be back in a moment when I've got everything in place. I've now got all the items for the wooden kind of area, which is this first one over here, opposite the massive storage silo area. And that's got all the wood types and some of their extra bits that I'd commonly use building. So they will go in here. Now, I'm not going to do that in this episode. I'm actually almost out of time, but I do have enough time to talk about kind of this storage system and how it works. So this is a pretty common design. I'd expect most people to have seen it before. But essentially, in here, I've got some filter items that I've renamed so that nothing can pass through. Like stone will not be able to go in there because it's not the same name. So in here, if I just grab one of these blocks, in here I can take out the first one, put in an oak log, and then any oak logs that pass over this hopper will get sucked into the hopper. Then when there's 41 of the oak logs, this comparator will have enough power to unlock this hopper, which will allow them to flow down into the chests. It's a pretty simple design, but it's very effective. Now, down here, now that I've got my oak log in there, I'm going to put an oak log here. And then I'll go along and do the same thing for the stripped oak log, for example. I'll put one of them here, and then the oak wood. One goes here, and so on and so forth. So I've got to do that for all these chests, which is going to be a bit of a pain. But it's not too bad. It's just running through items and getting them all in place. But as you can see, it's already like having those in already. You can see why I've left this too wide section here so that I can have this clean bit of concrete, and then the item that's in each chest lined up along the floor here. And then, when I need an item, I can just run up to the chest and open the chest, and there's in this chest here, there's some oak wood. I can take the oak wood out. So that's how this system works. Now, in between episodes, I think I'll be picking up all the other items that I've assigned to each of these rows. Now, each on this side has 18 chests on there, and then there's 22 chests along here and another 22 along here. The other thing is each module can only hold one item. If I put 2 items in, it just doesn't work, and it breaks pretty much everything. So each chest can only hold 1 item. So I've had to cut a few corners with what I decided to put in each thing. But in the future, I can expand that way if I want to with this storage room, and I probably will end up doing that. I'll leave this area in here and over there open for expansion. But that is all I've got time for this episode. I'll get these items in between episodes, and then I'll also collect up these items, and I'll be back in the next video. But thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, feel free to hit the thumbs up button, and if you really want to see more videos from me, feel free to subscribe to the channel. This has been the Survival Architect. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.